I think fat shaming's okay.
I think it's a necessity.
I mean, it makes people want to lose weight. That's the whole reason I'm losing weight. One, because I'm single again.
There you go. You gotta get that revenge bod.
So, I mean, I've lost 15 pounds already. It's like another 15, 20 to go.
All right, guys. Hey, we're back with a completely inappropriate podcast. I'm your host, Tony, along with your Mr. Host, Frank. And we've got our guest back in the seat today because he hasn't fucking left. It's the same day. You don't know that. Travis! How you doing, Travis?
Another day in paradise.
How's it been the last 15, 20 seconds?
Oh, man, it was rough.
Just a little interlude there with some serious conversation. But what we touched on was your affinity for pets. I noticed that a lot, amongst our Marines, we've got our friend Rob. He's got a service dog. Because he's a special kind of addict. He needs love from some fucking body. But a lot of you guys end up with these affinity towards pets when you guys get out of the service. Did you notice that as soon as you were out of the Navy?
No, I mean, you know my family. We've always been.
Your Dachshunds, man.
We've always had dogs. Always.
I've chased your dogs a couple times down the road. One time I was out for a run and your mom stopped me. Have you seen our blue healer? Like, do you recognize me, ma'am? Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm Tony and Debbie's son. She didn't recognize me at all. But yeah, her blue healer got in the way. I don't know what to think of that dog.
I mean, as far as the affinity for the affection for pets goes, I think it's just something you're born with. But I understand people getting out with the military with PTSD and stuff like that. I mean, if you love a dog, the dog has unconditional love for you. I mean, it doesn't judge you. It's like you come home from a bad day.
It's not like a wife. You can't beat it and expect it to still love you at the end of the day.
You come home from a bad day, say you don't want to talk to it or something, you can just go off and it'll just sit there by your side. And when you do look at it, the eyes give it away. It's the love in their eyes. It's like, now they depend on you, but actually you're depending on them.
Yeah, they say there's an argument out there that, they say that humans domesticated wolves. Well, there's the argument that wolves domesticated humans, that they learned what sort of actions they could take to get the humans to feed them a little bit
away from
the campfire.
I can believe that.
And they realized, well, if I come in with my head down and my tail tucked, act a little submissive,
and I can eat.
And then I can just walk free range and eat everything that they drop around this place.
Right.
So it's an interesting concept.
So, like, I've got Fred now, and I'm more of Fred's human than he's my dog.
He takes you for walks?
Yeah. So, yeah.
What kind of dog is Fred?
Huh?
What kind of dog is Fred?
He's a Schnauzer pound dog.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Good for lap dogs, man.
Yeah, no, he's a 45-pound lap dog.
Oh, he's a heavy.
He's a stiff. I mean, he's not very big, about that tall, but just.
He's like that stocky Filipino that killed the guy.
There you go.
For those of you.
So I've had him for like 8 years, and he's been through two divorces with me.
8 years, yeah, because you've been out of the Navy 19 now. 2001, you said?
Yeah, 19 years.
19?
2001, yeah. So I've had him for like 8 years, so that's my bud.
Damn near half your civilian life.
He's cost me a lot of money too.
No shit?
I ran him over.
What the fuck did you do that for, Joe?
Well,
don't do that.
Yeah, it cost me $3,200.
You paid for it, yeah. You apologize for quite a bit of cash there.
The story is that he takes truck rides with me.
Oh, okay.
So he hears that diesel of mine fire up.
He ran out.
He ran out, and I didn't see him, and I pulled forward and ran him over.
Fuck.
And ran over his back legs, broke his hip, broke his leg. And I picked him up. I rushed him to the vet in San Antonio. The vet says really nothing we can do right now except make him comfortable because of the swelling that's going on. We'll know more the next day, blah, blah, blah. So the next day he goes, well, he has a broken leg and a broken hip, but his intestinal pathways for him to shit are clear. It didn't crush that. So which is actually good news.
Huge good news, yeah.
And then so the vet asked me, he goes, well, I suggest that you go ahead and do a hip surgery on him. And
what did they entail? Artificial or just
I put an artificial hip
in.
Gotcha. And of course we're going to set his leg. And I said, well, how much is the artificial? I'm already $3,000.
Yeah, this is a pound dog too, by the way.
I paid $300 to adopt it from the pound. SPCA Dallas, thank you very much. then he's telling me it's going to be another $3,000, top of the $3,000 I already owe him.
Right.
To fix the dog's hip, and I said, well, is it what's going to be the outcome of it?
What's the quality of life going to be?
Well, yeah, exactly. What's the quality of life? What's going to happen?
And he got a tricycle and cut off the back for him?
And he goes, well, he'll have, if we do the surgery, he'll have just a slight limp.
That's
said,
a hell of a statement.
That's good. I said, what if we don't do the surgery? He'll have a limp. I said, so he'll be okay? He goes, yeah. So load that fucker up. He's not getting a surgery. So everybody who sees or meets Fred thinks that he looks like an old black man because he has his pimp walk.
He's got a pimp walk.
And he's got this big old eyebrows and he just kind of walks around with his pimp walk.
Oh man, you know they got the Halloween costume for him too.
Yeah, it's like get him a little cane and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
I gotta show you this.
This is Fred. 6 years since this has happened. He's fine. Till the other day when he licked the cane frog. Did you hear about that?
No, he licked a frog
and almost died.
How the hell?
You know we have that pond in
I don't even know what a cane frog is.
Oh, I'll show you a picture.
Look at these we gotta get him one of those pimp costumes there.
There you go. I'll show you a picture of a fucking cane frog.
I got it right here.
Yeah, Halloween's fucking around the corner, and Spirit Halloween fucking announced that they're opening up the stores. So I'm like, fuck yeah, we're gonna have fucking Halloween.
Alright.
So you can dress your dog up.
Well, that's the cane frog that he licked.
Yeah, you see these all over the valley.
Okay, they're extremely poisonous to pets.
I had no idea.
Did
they get you high?
Yeah, these are the frogs that
the ones you lick the back
that
of?
you lick right after their front.
Yeah, they've got MDMA 5. No, not MDMA 5.
It's a hallucinogen.
It's that shit that Rogan's always talking about. MeO5. MeO5. Yeah, MeO5.
Take a shot.
Because then you need to take an MeO5 inhibitor. Fuck if I know. Yeah, take shots. We do Joe Rogan. Every time we mention Joe Rogan, you gotta take a shot. Because there's a couple episodes where we just brought him up all the fucking. I brought him up.
So these toads are extremely poisonous to dogs and cats, and so Fred starts going into convulsions and everything. So I load him up in the truck and I haul him out. I tell my dad, hey, call the vet and tell him I'm on my way. We've been taking our dogs to Altus Palmas over there in Palmview.
Yeah.
For 40 years. Same vet.
Never. Oh, okay.
Same vet for 40 years. You know my parents. They absolutely adore their dogs. And probably the most healthiest dogs in the world that they take to the vet all the time. So my dad calls me back and I'm getting off in Palmview. It's like they told me to tell you not to bring him in there.
What?
My dog is dying. I'm literally driving with my fingers down his throat because his throat is collapsed.
You're holding his throat open.
Holding his throat open so he can breathe.
Shit, pushing his tongue down. And
yeah, well, pulling it out and pushing it down.
Oh,
and I'm driving 90 miles an hour.
And they tell you not to bring him in.
And they told me we won't take him. This is somebody that we have been dealing with, Altus Palmas and Palmview.
You have a report. You have a whole.
They know us by name. And it wasn't like I was Joe Blow off the side of the street. It's like, my fucking dog is dying. If I wasn't there, he would be dead right now. And so I said, fuck it. So I kept driving. I got off on Ed Carey because I knew there were some vet places over there. And I walk into.
Well, hold on. What was their reason? They didn't give you a reason?
They just said we don't take emergencies.
They're just not an emergency animal clinic.
Yeah,
okay.
And my dad was trying to go, look, he probably just needs a shot to do it.
Yeah.
So I take him into pet care. I forgot the name of it. I got the card in my truck. But I take him in there, and the young lady sitting across the counter, I bring Fred in, he's like, literally dying. And she goes, he's here now, because she's on the phone with my parents. And so
they called ahead. Wow.
And so I take him back there, and I'm crying, and Fred's dying. I know he's dying. His gums are blood red, his eyes are rolled back in his head, he's fucking dying. And the vet comes in and he takes his temperature and it's like 105.2. And he says, at 106, and the vet's real cool. He goes, at 106 they start losing brain functions. So he gives them two shots. I know one of them was steroid, so one of them was something else. I can't remember.
Oh, an anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, and he goes, I've got to go take care of my other client here. And I'll come back and check on you in about 15 minutes. He said, okay. So the vet tech's in there with me, and you know she's looking at his gums, and you know he's breathing on his own, but it's real shallow.
Right.
Real shallow. You know, this is it. The vet comes back in, takes his temperature again. The temperature drops from 105 to 100, which is a dog's temperature supposed to be.
Right.
Anyways, 100-ish. And the doctor goes, he goes, Mr. Cowden, I can, what I'm going to suggest to you is just take him home, make him comfortable. Because if you leave him here, then he's, then I'm going to have to charge you $300, and there's nothing else I can do.
Other than those initial shots?
Other than the 2 shots in the leg. So I said, yeah, I'd rather him, if he's going to pass, I'd rather him pass in his bed at home.
Comfortably at home.
Comfortably at home. So I pay the bill, I pick him up, and still doing that fucking shit. Fucking, I throw him in the back.
I fucking hate it when you do it. Stop doing that.
You throw him in the truck, and you know, I drive home, and I call Auntie's mom and stuff, and I said, you motherfuckers, dude, you killed my fucking dog. Because if I would have got him in there fucking just a little bit quicker, 15 minutes quicker, he would have lived.
Yeah.
So I fucking hate you right now. If my dog dies, you're gonna pay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You can't really sue him or anything.
I'm talking out my ass. No, fuck that. I'm gonna take my fucking diesel and pull down their fucking sign. Something bad's gonna happen to you. So I get fucking Fred home, and he's got his own bed next to my bed. I put him in his bed, and I'm laying there and petting him, talking to him. I said, buddy, you can't do this to me. We're going through our 2nd divorce here. I can't lose you too. I mean, you gotta, just, or he's like, doing that fucking sound. My mom comes in, and she goes, Travis, can I make you? I said, I would love a whiskey. She goes, I don't have any whiskey right now, but we can run down to Feldman's and get you one. But I need you to move, because you haven't left the dog's side in like 5-6 hours.
Okay.
And I said, all right. And my dad goes, I'll sit with him. So we go, get a bottle of Jack, and come back. I come back. The fucking dog is sitting on the porch with my dad when I get back.
And? Is it breathing all right?
Breathing, just sitting there. Wagging his tail.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
But when you left,
he's fucking dead.
Was he still doing that weird breathing
Yeah.
shit?
So, we get back.
He was milking it for your ass. He was milking your sorry ass.
I think if we didn't get in the vet, he would have died.
100%.
100%. But I think he went on a fucking badass acid trip.
That may very well be what it was, yeah.
So now
we don't really know
people
what's happening.
Well, people that know Freddie's kind of a he's an asshole. The dog's an asshole. My dog is straight up a dick, but he's my dick. And
right. Well.
So I called my first ex-wife Stephanie, and she's the one who picked the dog out, and so I told her the whole thing. So she wants to be kept up.
She's concerned.
She's concerned. And
she's invested.
We're talking to Lily. He's like, that fucker died. He went across that rainbow bridge. He bit God in the ass, being the asshole that he is, and they sent his ass back. So the funny thing about it is now the dog is like super fucking chill.
Yeah,
like,
he needed to fucking mellow up.
He is just like, he just sits there and what's up?
Like, life could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
He could be seeing aliens everywhere.
I think he did lose some brain cells, but the brain cells he needed to lose to get himself to calm the fuck down. And he's just a happy-go-lucky, and this is like 4 weeks now that it happened.
Yeah.
He's just to chill the fuck out, dude.
That's so fucking cool.
There. So, yes, I do love my dogs. Long story short.
Long story short.
A lot of fucking money on my dogs.
I can't believe that, man. This is just 4 weeks ago. I didn't know where the fucking story was gonna go. Yeah. This is entertaining, man. Shit, I had a whole fucking scheduled line of questioning here, and that story just threw me off.
Uh-huh.
How you doing, Frank? You don't care for animals much, do you? Do you have any? I gave you a cat once.
Yeah, I did.
And you skinned it alive and
I didn't.
Barbecued it?
No.
Okay, why'd you let my cat run away, Frank?
No. So your cat was typical cat, like indoors, didn't want to stay indoors too much because, animals tend to go in heat. And I guess he had a fucking neighborhood girlfriend. But, yeah, my mother was telling me, because there's these things that are just fucking instinctual, like the way we communicate with animals is just fucking instinct. But she was telling me that Oliver was trying to tell her something before he fucking disappeared. And I'm like, okay, mother, because, you know, fucking cats speak people.
You're like, fuck this guy, I'm out of here.
Cats are assholes.
That's why I fucking love cats, though, because you can just kind of set them and forget them. They're the...
Yeah, but there's only room for one asshole in the house, and that's usually me.
No, we needed these assholes in the house because we had fucking roach problems. That's the only reason I ended up getting a cat initially.
You get rid of the roaches?
Because we had roaches in here.
Usually people like poison or bomb their house and I get a cat.
Well, we had a kid. Yeah, he was.
Well, you still can do it.
But he was still only like 2 years old. We were uncomfortable bug bombing the place.
You leave the house for a few hours, come back.
Even then, though, he was crawling around the floor and he was still putting shit in his mouth at the time. Not anymore. Now he's fucking clean. He doesn't like anything on his hands and shit. Anyway. Fuck. The fuck was I gonna say, Frank?
You were gonna ask him to continue his story about
Fight
how
Club.
you told the fucking guy in Greece that goat cheese sucks.
No,
that was you.
It wasn't all that. We were at a bar in Greece, a rooftop type bar in Greece, and we were drinking in there, and we had a little too much. So this big dude was just throwing these plates into the fireplace and breaking them.
Well, that's a tradition, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's like some sort of wedding tradition. So I knew this, but he was an engineman. Dognazi was his last name. A piece of glass hit it.
Oh.
And
He
piece
got
of the plate,
butthurt.
and he got all butt hurt. And so he started fucking, hey motherfucker, what the fuck? And of course he's being and this dude gets up. And I'm 6'3". This dude stood over me like a foot. And he had hands just like monster hands. And hits Dognazi in the fucking forehead. And then throws him off the top of the fucking building.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, why were you on a building on the top of a
It was a rooftop bar.
Yeah.
Oh, rooftop bar.
Yeah, throws him off the fucking top of the building, over the rail. Dognazi fucking hits the ground and like a piece of meat hit him. Boom. I'm like, holy shit. And so now it's just me and these other two guys, and the other two guys, one of them went on to become a SEAL, and the other one went to go be a SEAL but got washed out.
Okay.
So none of us, and I'm not a small guy, and I know how to fight, but none of us are like pussies.
Right.
We all know how to handle ourselves. So I watch, God, I forgot, no, Chad, I forgot what the other one's name. Anyways, he went up and fucking hits the dude. And the dude just picks him up by the neck and just slams him against the wall. And just keeps slamming. He's not hitting him, he's just slamming him against the wall by his neck. Till he fucking passes out. Chad gets up and Chad goes to whoop up on him. And he hits Chad in the jaw. And I literally see Chad's jaw move. And I said, ow. Fuck, dude, I gotta do something. So I
Do you though?
Do you? You kind of have to.
Everyone's knocked out,
Yeah.
they never know.
So I get up and he picks up a fucking ashtray and he hits me on top of the head.
Oh,
with it.
fuck.
And dude, they said I was out. I kind of remember falling backwards and picking myself up and saying, I'm not doing this ever again. Let me pick up my buddies and fucking 3 people knocked out. I got one on the front fucking sidewalk. I'll pick him up as I leave. And so, but by that time the cops were already there.
Oh, yeah? That quick?
Yeah, well, I mean, Creek is a small town.
Small.
So, yeah. I mean, it's a little island.
So, and of course, a bunch of
and I say,
big Navy dudes go walking into a bar
Yeah.
and you're going to cause attention anyway.
and I say, it seemed like real quick. I don't know how long I was in or out of consciousness.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it could have been 20 seconds. Or
Yeah, it could have been
15
20
minutes.
seconds, it could have been 2 minutes. I don't know. So I'm picking everybody up, and like we go downstairs. They already called an ambulance for Dognazi that's laying on the fucking ground, fucking fucked up. He got being fucking knocked out and thrown off a fucking balcony.
That's fucked.
So long story short is, don't go to Greece and start fights, especially with 7 foot tall Greek gods. This dude was just huge.
Yeah, you know, that's
fat.
the land of Hercules,
Yeah,
man.
he wasn't fat. He was just all fucking pure muscle. Just one of those like you see the corn-fed fucking boys throwing hay. This
Like, he's the one they modeled
Yeah.
the statues after.
yeah, it's like Jesus Christ, that was awful.
Jesus.
So,
Fuck
and then
that.
of course we get back to the boat and because Dognazi got put in the hospital.
Mm.
So now we have.
Paperwork.
Luckily they let me sleep it off, But the next morning, the XO wanted to know what the fuck happened. I told him exactly. And he goes, "Are y'all fucking stupid? Like, as soon as you see one guy knocked out, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?"
Well, no, you're the worst of it though. You saw the 3 guys before you get laid out, and you're like, I should do something too.
It's your fucking buddies. I should have picked something up.
Yeah, you really should have. Yeah, at that
But
point,
of course, I'm 21 years old and
half drunk already.
half drunk, and at that time, I was probably in the peak of my
Physical prowess.
physical prime. I was in good shape, and like, fuck it, this motherfucker can't be that tough. Bitch was that tough.
He was that.
So I tell people when they go, I've never been beat up in a fight. Well, technically, you've never been in one because I've been beat up a couple times.
Oh shit, dude. So was that the worst fight you've ever been in?
That, as far as like, the outcome, we were in a lot of fights over there. The Navy's known for getting drunk and getting in fucking fights in port.
Any good fights you won?
In Guantanamo Bay, we beat the fuck out of some Marines. Sorry, Frank.
Ooh, let's get into that. What the fuck did you fight in a Marine?
At the bowling alley in Guantanamo Bay.
Okay.
About 5 or 6 of us against a bunch of fucking Marines, and of course we're on their home turf because the Marines are stationed there, and we're just being drunk, belligerent motherfuckers. And
so on par.
Yeah, on par. And so so of course the bullshit gets started, and then you start hopping.
Navy ain't shit, Marines ain't
Well,
shit.
it was never really about that. It was like, oh, fuck yourself type thing. Get the fuck out of my way. And there, yeah.
Just pure
So
male aggression.
it literally started a fight. And
so, where was this?
In the bowling alley.
In the bowling alley
in
Guantanamo
Guantanamo
Bay.
And so we're sitting there, we're beating the shit
Wait,
out of
why is there a bowling alley at Guantanamo?
There's a bowling alley. It's just like a small city.
It's just a city.
Yeah.
So when we hear about Guantanamo Bay, it's just a prison.
No, it's a small city. And so we're fighting, and dude, I fucking look up and I'm like, I smile because we are literally beating the shit out of these fucking Marines. Like, it's fucking, we're a bunch of drunk Navy. Good thing about a Navy guy is you can fight him sober and you'll probably win. But you fight him drunk, you're not going to beat a drunk Navy guy.
Why is that?
They just have super fucking strength. They fucking get drunk, they feel no pain.
Yeah,
Marine wants to be all technical and do shit. Fuck, dude, I'll hit you with anything. A bowling ball, I don't give a fuck.
I mentioned it last, like the difference between the Navy and the Marines is often like the Marines are trained more for combat, and Navy's more for communication between ships and land to sea deployment, all that shit. But then you hear stories about Frank's history learning any type of combat, and I can't remember, Frank. What belt did you make it to after white?
Yeah, this is why I never made it past fucking
boot camp,
tan belt, because
tan
the fucking McMap, they teach you how to get your fucking ass kicked, and apparently, we were right. They got fucking their ass beaten by a bunch of fucking drunk Navy guys.
we weren't trained except to drink.
Which evidently gave you the edge.
So we get in this fight, fucking like 4 or 5 of us, we take off because we know the fucking MPs are showing up, shore patrol's showing up. Somebody's going to jail.
Yeah, 2 different factions of the armed forces.
Yeah, so I grab my backpack and I have a bottle of 151 rum in there. Because 151 rum in Guantanamo Bay is $4.
Whoa!
For a fifth.
That'll do.
Oh yeah.
That'll do.
Instead of drinking beer for $4 a 6-pack, I'm gonna buy a bottle of 151 rum, which is a very bad idea.
Hey, and if you're out of gas, just piss that into the fucking tank.
So we continue to drink this fucking rum, and we eventually get arrested. They find us.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember the whole arresting part.
You don't say.
But I do remember waking up and being kicked out of the back of their paddy wagon. They had these kind of a little bit larger than a golf cart, but it was kind of a station wagon. They put the drunks in the back.
Right.
They literally pulled it up to the boat, to the gangplank of the boat, and shoved us out of the back and drove off.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So it must have been the Marine MPs that went and picked you up, huh?
I don't know who it was. So they shoved us off the back of the boat. About this time, I'm waking, kind of getting out of my drunken stupor, still drunk. I walk on board. The officer deck says something to me. I hit him in the fucking mouth.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, you drunk motherfucker.
Yeah. He said something so, I can't even remember what it was, but it was so rude that I really didn't even get in trouble because there was enough witnesses.
Yeah, it was just such a fucked up thing to say.
That he was such a fucked up thing to say that.
Wow.
So when I wake up in the morning, I'm handcuffed to my rack.
How's your arm feel? I've always wondered what that feels like. If you're up all night,
well, you figure
handcuffed to something.
it's not that high. I mean, it was still like.
Oh, so you still had a
Yeah,
grip in
it
your
was still
elbow.
cushion. So I wake up. There's this guy staring at me, sitting on the rack. Because now you're on a drunk watch, so that you don't fucking puke and you die in your sleep, handcuffed. Because evidently I was being violent.
Just a little.
Just a little. So he goes, "Are you done?" So I really got to pee. So he goes, unhandcuffs, and he goes, "Hey, as soon as you're done brushing your teeth, the XO wants to see you." And I said, "Fuck." So I brush my teeth, I take a quick shower. They take me to the XO, they have me sitting out there for like what seemed like eternity. It was probably like an hour. He calls me in, he goes, "Have a good time last night?" I guess. So I said, I know I'm in pretty much a lot of trouble for hitting petty officer so-and-so. He goes, "Well, he fucking deserved it, and I'm not going to officially write you up or anything, but you do have galley duties for the next 2 weeks."
All right.
And galley duties means I just fucking wash dishes every night after I ate. Sounds fair to me.
Peeling potatoes and all
because
that
I was in E4 at the time. I didn't want to get busted down to an E3 or E1, and money means a lot, especially when you make E4 because you're getting so much. I got so much other pay.
Really, I didn't realize there was a big pay difference. In the
when you hit E4 petty officer, when you make E4, you get a lot more.
What did you exit as?
E5.
E5, and what is that? What's
petty officer
what's
second
above
class.
you there? I guess.
E6 is petty officer first class, and then you go into the chief, master chief, senior chief.
Okay, so you weren't too far away from.
Well, I topped out in the being a mineman because
the mineman. Yeah, we talked about that last episode.
well, because it was so top heavy that there was nowhere to move up.
Oh, okay.
So when I went to shore duty and was a mineman, I was probably one of the only minemen with sea duty experience. I had a chest full of ribbons and been all over the place, and I had chiefs that never been anywhere. So
wow.
In the Navy, you have to have sea duty in order to make rank. Once I made that E5, and I asked to go back out to sea, they said no. You actually they told me I'd probably have to go from Charleston back to Corpus and do shore duty there. And I said, well, that's not going to work out for me. I mean, I'll stay in E5. I had friends of mine that they were kicking out after 15 years because they couldn't make it out of E5.
Wow.
Because they never got sent to sea because the senior people, now you guys had to go to sea in order to make rank, so you got kind of pushed it back.
And those were all lifers mostly.
Yeah, and I probably would have done my 20 years if they would have sent me back out to sea.
Really?
But not doing shore duty, you just don't make rank.
Mm.
So that was my biggest decision, is I'm fucking done.
Yeah. It wasn't worth it to just...
Look back on it now, I should have stayed in, but I married the wrong woman at the time, and you didn't have quite the home support that you need. It takes two people. If you're one person being in the military, it takes that other person being the support for them to make it through though, because it's not easy being away from your family, and if you're constantly worried about your better half, and if they're not supportive, then you have that on top of being gone.
Yeah.
So it sucks, and I just wasn't in the right mind to be able to do that.
Right. So like we were saying, you've been out for 19 years now.
Yeah.
What kind of things have you done? Have you noticed that your time in the Navy helped you out with your time outside since you got out? Did you apply anything you learned once you got out?
There's not a lot of room in the job force for somebody that disarms underwater explosives.
But it didn't help you get it. Has it helped you?
It helps. I mean,
anytime
that somebody sees you as a veteran, I mean, it always helps.
Yeah.
So, except for this last job that I was in with a dealership up there, they didn't care if you're a veteran or not.
You're just another son of a bitch working here.
Like another massive bitch working here.
Well, you're a Jeep guy now, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been? You've always kind of had four-wheel drive kind of fucking shit going on, but now you got this nice Jeep you pulled up in with a big ass winch on the front and a jack the size of fucking Thor's fucking hammer.
That Jack's older than you.
That Jack looks older than me. It's so rusted out. I thought I was gonna see some Swiss cheese holes in it.
That Jack got given to me by my dad at 16 years old, and probably given to him by his dad. He goes, when you go to the island, take that with you.
Yeah, my father-in-law's got one of those.
Yeah.
I fucking love those
You
things.
just jack
man.
your truck up, push it over the side, and you drive.
I've tied chains around trees
Yep.
and jacked up
Yep.
thin trees out of the fucking ground.
I've had this Jeep. It's a 2015. I bought it 6 months after it came out. I bought it used.
Okay. And all these modifications on
Completely
it?
stocked. I did everything.
You did?
Yeah.
That's
Everything but my gears and my lockers. When you put $3,000 worth of parts into something so sensitive, you want somebody professional to do
Oh
it.
yeah, of course.
So that's the only thing I put the lift on it. I put all the bumpers. I've done.
Wow. I didn't know you did all that work yourself.
Yeah. So
So how much money more or less have you put into it altogether?
altogether, really,
Not including the price of
not including the price of Jeep, probably about $6,000-$7,000
Hell of
in
a
parts.
fucking investment.
Just in parts.
And that's your baby now?
Yeah, I mean, once you get one, you just never get rid of the Jeep. So I built it. It sucks being down here because there's not a lot of places to take the Jeep to.
Other than the beach?
Other than the beach, and I don't like taking my vehicles on the beach really because
All the salt water?
it eats them up.
Yeah.
But when I was living up in San Antonio, you have 4-wheel parks up there. You have a lot of places you can go. Of course, we talked about before. I did take it to Colorado.
Yeah, I wanted to add.
Yeah.
What'd you do up there with it?
We took it to Ouray, Colorado, which is in the San Juan Mountains. Now, Jeep has a thing called the Badge of Honor, where it's actually put on by Jeep, and you log into their thing, and they have hundreds of trails across the United States. That as soon as you log into the trail, you do the trail, and then you log out of the trail, they send you a badge.
Huh.
That you put on your Jeep.
That is fucking cool.
So I have a 4Runner, it's not that Jeep doesn't send you one. But
Yeah.
unless Toyota does something like that, which I don't think there is anybody else that does it.
Yeah, that whole
So-
Jeep life thing is
Yeah.
a culture
So,
in itself.
I went up there, I did 5 different Jeep Badge of Honor trails, which they can range and extremely difficult to not that bad.
Okay.
And most of the ones,
Extremely difficult being like the rock climbing
Yeah.
shit where you're going at a
yeah.
fucking 45-degree angle uphill. With
Yeah, and there was a couple out there, and
How do you fare on those, on that kind of stuff?
that's what it's built for.
That's what yours
Yeah,
in
that's
particular is
what,
built
yeah,
for.
that's
Okay.
why my Jeep's not lifted real high. It's more got a suspension system
Uh-huh.
lift. I can basically take one tire, put it up here, and one tire down here.
Right, walk
And
it up.
and the Jeep will still sit like this.
Yeah, that's rad, man.
So I did those. I did 5 different trails up there. If you look at my Jeep, you see all the Jeep Badge of Honors.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go take a picture of that for
Yeah,
the fucking
yeah.
podcast when we're done here.
So, but then you move down here, and like people go, it's like, what are those doing on your? Because it says Black Gap. It says Black Bear Pass. It shows you what is that. You're explaining to somebody with a Jeep
Yeah.
what this is. It's like nobody down here
There's no
understands.
culture like that.
There's
down
no
here.
Jeep culture down
The
here.
only culture down here, if you got a 4-wheeler, we go to the beach all the time.
Or you go,
what the fuck are
these
you gonna do
fucking
at the
idiots
beach?
go fucking mudding all the time. It's like, I try to stay out of the mud.
Yeah.
It destroys your vehicle. And so, all mud means that you hit it faster than anybody else. There's no technical terms with it. You got big tires, you go fast. It's like, So now, and once you get a Jeep, it's hard to go back from a Jeep. I will never get rid of it. It will always be there. I'm actually going to probably buy a Bronco.
Yeah? Are you gonna
Yeah.
get one of the new
Yeah.
ones, or are you talking
New
about
one.
an old one?
New
Yeah?
one.
What,
Yeah.
what do you like about it so much?
I had one. That was my first vehicle.
I remember it. I
74
remember.
74 Bronco.
I think when I met you, you were still.
No, I had the Blazer at that time.
Really?
Yeah. No, I had the Bronco when
You know
I
what
was
it
in high
was?
school.
I was talking, when I first met you, I was talking to my dad about trading in the truck for something because
Mhm.
gas was too expensive. And that was the first thing, you were the very first person in my life that ever told me, you need to get a Bronco. I was like, a Bronco? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
The O.J. Simpson Bronco? You
No,
don't know that?
mine was-
Like, no, dude, I was born in '89. He was barely getting started on that whole
Yeah.
shit.
Mine was a 74. That was my first Bronco, was a 74, the smaller one. Kind of what they look like now is the new ones.
Yeah?
They're going back to them. And that is, and I'll probably still keep my Jeep, but I'm just, for my first vehicle, I want the Bronco back type thing, but I don't think I'm going to pay $70,000 for it right now.
Oh, they're so expensive, man. I feel like they're a little overpriced, but who the fuck knows? I don't know what the hell they got under there.
I'll wait a couple of years and see what problems they have.
See what the reports are, what kind of...
They look badass.
I sure do, man. What about that new Tesla truck? What do you think of this
A
electric?
buddy of mine just put in for it. He's already have the he has a Tesla car, and he put in to get the truck.
Now I hear the trucks are oversized, like they don't fit in most standard garages.
I don't know.
This is what I've heard. I don't.
I've
know
never
the rest
seen
of
one
it.
except for the rendering of the pictures,
Yeah.
but he is.
How do you like that body style?
I don't know until, I mean, it's one of those that you look at it and go, or you just like, you like it. But I like Tesla, period. I think they're badass. I got to drive his car, and it's just an amazing piece of work.
If that feels completely different.
Oh,
than
it does, and just the acceleration, it's just, it's weird.
Did you get the version that has the Super Sport or whatever?
Well,
it is?
here's what he told me, and this is just coming secondhand. I've not done any research.
Right.
He says all the Teslas are the same. It's just a program.
Yeah, they just you pay extra for them
For
to
the
upload
program.
the programs.
So he got just a regular Tesla, but had it programmed
Okay.
by Tesla, of course. Nobody
Right.
else can do it but Tesla. So he had all that done, and the fucking car does 0 to 60 in like 2.8 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Stupid.
Ridiculous.
Stupid. Those used to be Formula One cars.
Yeah.
In the fucking 60s.
Just stupid, ridiculous. So you get in it, and you don't. He goes, Dad, just turn the radio off and accelerate. And you just hear.
Oh, that's fucking gross.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, you don't hear like an engine, and then you look down, you're doing 100. Like,
Yeah,
what
I think it's Porsche's doing an electric vehicle now, and they've got,
Ferrari, Porsche, BMW,
Yeah.
they're all doing these super electric vehicles.
and most of them have speakers put in to imitate the sound
Yeah,
of a gas
I
engine.
can see
Like, what
that.
the fuck would
But
you
you
do
can
that?
turn, see, he can do that too.
Oh, you can?
But he turns, he does.
Yeah,
I
turn
think it
on.
was more to freak me out, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm literally doing 100 miles an hour. And
It sounds like a skateboard. Just
yeah, basically, you hear road noise as far as the tires go. And, you
That's
know,
fucking cool.
yeah. And that's about it. But no, I was impressed with the Tesla. As far as the ride and everything goes, he goes, I can do about 250 miles
Really?
on it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And he goes,
They're trying to break the 300.
yeah,
Thing
he
right
goes,
now.
and I said, man, but what about like stopping and charge? He goes, but if you start thinking about it, you pass by all these places, you see all the Tesla charging locations almost everywhere you go fill up nowadays on the major highways.
Yeah, if you're even driving that
And then I
much
said,
in a day.
well, then I asked him, I said, well, I mean, now you have to sit down and wait for it to fill up. He goes, no, when you buy it through Tesla, they give you a card, so you don't have to pay when you're basically recharging. And you go inside and show them the card, they give you free coffee or free sodas.
Oh, cool, that's
So
included?
he goes, how long do you spend at a gas station anyway? I said, 10, 15 minutes. He goes, that's how long it takes when you charge up the car.
Yeah, if you're going into
Yeah.
shop.
So
And
you
now
go
if you're in a
shit
hurry,
this and fucking, yeah. So even if that's the only downfall, if you're in a hurry, it still takes you 5 to 10 minutes to fill up.
I've always thought they should put like some sort of solar panel on it with an external battery, where like if you do run out of charge, you can just plug in your external battery. You
Yeah,
know
but
what
that's
I
so much weight though.
mean? Yeah, but I mean, why not?
Because
get
you're
an
gonna hold a
extra.
trailer behind
Well, I
you?
mean, well, no, but you carry around extra.
But even a solar panel doesn't put out that much.
No, but it's
watts
something to
charge.
passively collect.
Yeah.
Not you won't.
I see what you're saying, but
It's as if you're carrying around a couple gallons of gasoline. In
I think Elon Musk has got it figured out too.
Have you seen that Neuralink shit he's doing?
The what?
The Neuralink?
Uh-uh.
No? So he just demonstrated it yesterday or 2 days ago on YouTube, where he's putting out, it's a call to action for engineers and people to go work for his company
Uh-huh.
to work on Neuralink. And it's this little thing. They cut out a little hole in your skull,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
plug it in, and it's supposed to relay your thoughts and shit to your cell phone. It's going to work in compatibility with your iPhone or whatever you have. And the idea is you're going to be able to communicate to your cell phone what you need it to do with just your brainwaves. And right now, his idea is that they're going to use it to modify the human brain in situations of like neural problems, where like fine motor skill issues that are caused by like brain trauma.
Mm-hmm.
They can rewire that or bypass the brain trauma and use the wiring of that Neuralink to reactivate the synapses and everything, so that the motor functions are back to 100% healthy.
Okay.
And he sees this becoming something later on that can take a paraplegic and have him walk again. So this is what fucking Elon Musk is doing.
He's absolutely, speaking of Joe Rogan, I mean, I listened to
Rogan! Take a
listen
shot.
to Elon Musk and his podcast, listen to him get high as shit,
I don't know.
Joe
I don't know how
Rogan.
high he was.
He got in a lot of trouble.
Have you noticed it? That was the one time. Did you hear him on this last? He did it again.
Yeah,
He didn't
I
smoke
didn't
this
listen to
time.
the whole thing. I got kind of preoccupied doing something else, but Joe Rogan goes, "You want to get high?" He goes, "Not again."
Not again. No, I think he sparked. Frank was mentioning he sparked up a cigar or something. Hey Frank, how you doing?
Okay.
That's great. So, what the fuck? Oh, so back in the Navy shit. We're about to wrap up here. We got another 5-10 minutes or so we can go on. But I wanted to ask you some very important questions that only the completely inappropriate podcast can ask. How do you feel about the song "In the Navy"? There's no need to feel down in the Navy. How do you feel about all these homosexual references to the Navy?
Don't bother me at all.
Well, obviously, because you're
Well,
just giggling there with us.
No, I mean it is what it is.
What about was there any sort of homophobia towards the Navy back when you entered? Was it still going on then, or was it a newer?
Oh, of course, everybody is like, "Oh, yeah, you're on the boat with fucking 200 other guys."
Right, but
Yeah.
I was a guy who took dance class as a kid. It's like, well, I'd rather do that than run around and take sweaty showers with a bunch of
Right.
guys in the football team. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's perfectly acceptable. No, it's just, I never noticed any homosexual activities when I was in. Of course, maybe I put fucking blinders on and didn't fucking care to notice.
Yeah,
I
think
had
that's
one
never-
thing in mind when I was in is fucking getting pussy and getting drunk. Yeah.
So how we talked about Cuba. Where
Uh-huh.
you weren't able to get too much pussy there because you're.
Oh no,
were
but
locked
when
in.
you go, we did, anytime you go overseas, and if you can't get laid, dude, you are, something's wrong.
It's
with
you. It's
Something's
you.
wrong with you.
Because who doesn't love a man in uniform?
Yeah, and it's funny thing about
And
it
a
is you
physical
go,
crime.
I mean, they have nightclubs and bars over there, of course, like anywhere else. People.
So you weren't just fighting every time you went.
No, you just literally try to get laid all the time. So you go over there, and as soon as you start talking to the girls over there, and of course they're like, "Where are you from?" Of course, all the guys, "Oh, we're from America," and of course, "Where are you from?" "Texas."
Yeah, we're our own fucking.
And of course, once you start to say Texas, they all like, "Whoop!" It's
the
like,
man,
yeah, that's
of
a
the United
man.
States.
How many cows you own? What kind of horse do you ride? How much land does your family have?
Do you own a Stetson?
Yeah, it's like, how many pairs of boots do you wear? Yeah, it's like, I only wear one at a time, and I got two.
You know, it's like I used to resent those kind of questions, and now I fucking grew up to fucking make cowboy boots for
Yeah.
a living.
But it's just
Texans,
weird how,
yeah.
how if you're not from Texas and you go overseas, you just tell them you're from America. But if you are from Texas, like, I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
And that instantly
Texas
gives you a
bread.
shit ton more brownie points. So yeah, I mean, that was. When I went in, I wasn't thinking about my future. I mean, I became a fucking lineman, which had turns into nothing outside
yeah,
of
no future.
fucking workforce whatsoever. But it was just all about getting laid and you know, seeing new things and an adventure. It was just an adventure.
Hold on, I just thought of it. You could have been SWAT. You could have been like a bomb disposal expert for SWAT. Couldn't you?
Probably not.
No, different animal.
Yeah.
Altogether, huh? Just trying to think of something to get
Nah.
you. Oh shit! What do you do? So right now you're unemployed.
Yeah.
Since you moved down, and
Yeah.
the Rona fucking just got everybody out.
Well,
right now.
I think I'm more luckier than most people because, I mean, I did spend 8 years in the oil field.
Oh, you did.
I did not spend a lot of money when I was in the oil field. I was a supervisor, and I made fucking damn good money. Your dad did my taxes.
You were
he
smart
knows.
enough to save it.
And I saved a lot,
That's good.
and I paid for everything in cash. And so I don't really have anything that has a lot of money. So yeah, I was already planning to take 6 months off. I just wasn't planning on it right now.
But I mean, sometimes
It happened, and I'm making the best of it
Yeah.
as far as that goes.
when I got Corona, I had to take 2 weeks off, but the government paid for the 2 weeks
Yeah.
that you got. I was like, I was sick for maybe 4 or 5 days, pretty bad with it, and the rest was just me fucking drinking on my first paid vacation of my life.
Yep.
Just
So I mean,
take the opportunities when you can.
I was planning to take. Come October, I was planning to take October and the 6 months off all the way to like April. And my vacation happened earlier. So, what can you do?
Get a new
Roll
dog?
with the punches.
You gonna get a new dog?
I got Fred.
I know. Well, to replace the one.
Nah, I'm getting down. Fred and I are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single your attention down to.
Yeah. Fred and I are good. I don't want. It's a lot of work having dogs. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know. I'm enjoying having you back down here. It's been how long since you had lived in this area?
Oh God, since I graduated college.
Shit, you really,
Yeah.
you just traveled down here that much back
Mhm.
when you were hanging out with my
Yeah.
dad. Well, it's great to have you down. I know my dad's
Thank you.
enjoying having you down.
Oh yeah.
We've gone golfing a few times. Hopefully, we can continue that. Your
Well,
dad's
we need to go to the driving range.
Hold on, I gotta ask you something. How do you have a father who is a golf instructor for the local high school, and you gotta swing like you do? You keep your right foot behind you like 2 feet.
Can you outdrive me?
I can't, but I'm also like a third of your fucking physical.
I don't know. I discovered that drive when I hurt my hurt my back in the Navy.
Oh,
So I just started hitting like that.
that's just what
And-
worked for you.
And I can outdrive a lot of people hitting like that.
Next time when we go golfing, you're gonna have to let me record you driving just so people know what the hell I'm talking about here.
It's kind of a Happy Gilmore looking swing.
It sure as fuck is, man. It
But
really
I knocked
is.
the fuck out of it.
I got this coworker who swings like he's a baseball player. He swings like a baseball.
Oh yeah.
He grabs it, he takes the step forward and swings. It's
Yeah.
fucking great.
So I don't know how that came about. It's just that's the way I started hitting it. I mean, like any of my short game, I hit it normally.
No, yeah, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
Everything else
but-
you're lining up pretty fucking normal.
Yeah,
but your drive
That
is just.
drive is. I don't know.
Weird.
You're not the first person to ask me that. My dad goes, "What the fuck is wrong?" With you?"
I'm gonna have you grab one of my
Yeah.
clubs and swing outside, just do some
So-
empty shots to show us. But fuck Travis, man, this has been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending the last
I
couple hours.
appreciate y'all
with us.
having me.
Yeah, maybe. Are you into sports at all? I keep trying to get people to get. I don't know. I'm not a sports guy, but I know people are. So when sports gets up, we're gonna need people on here to talk with Frank
Well,
about betting and
I
shit.
watched the Dallas Cowboys in football.
Oh, you're one of those.
So
Texan.
yeah. So
All right, guys.
as far as knowing the ins and outs of everything, I drink beer.
Let's take on those episodes. It was nice to fucking get to know a little bit more about you.
Sure.
Man. Let's go hit up the pool later. What do you say?
I'll be there probably.
All right, man. Frank, any last words? You want to let people know where they can find us?
If you're listening to us, you found us. But you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, you can find us on Instagram under @CI Podcast, on Twitter under Completely Inapt with 1B, apparently that's important. And you can find us on YouTube and BitChute under the Inappropriate Podcast. Also, don't forget the Facebooks, Completely Inappropriate Podcast.
Well, we fucking love you guys. It's a lot of fun providing these episodes for you. Trying to get new people on. Our first Navy guy, and hopefully not our last. We need to do more of these military memory episodes. They're a lot of fun. Fuck, man. Thanks, Trav.
Not a problem.
anything
Y'all
else?
have a good one.
Take it easy. Frank, what do we tell the people?
Be excellent to each other.
Find you motherfucking happy. Try and be better today than you were yesterday. Say fuck you, Frank.
Bye, Frank.